What is up, everyone? It is Luke Maguire here. I'm so excited to be back. Let me know if you can hear me okay, see me okay. Let me know in the questions over here in the comments. If it's your first time here, come over, let me know. Yes, awesome. Let me say hi to you guys while people jump in. Marina, Tara, Carol, Jay, Sylvian, Hannah, Rosalie, Don, Viren, Steve, David, Darcy, Don, Sam, Mohammed, Daniel, Shahid. Welcome, everyone. I can see it. You guys can see me okay and hear me okay. Now, before I get started and give you a big update on where I've been, everything that's happening, yes, this is live, Mohammed. This is all very, very live right now. Wanted to say, first of all, thank you guys for jumping on today. Again, this is my first webinar back in quite a little while, and I'll talk about that in just a minute before we get started into today's series. And it's been a very, very interesting couple of months. So what I want to ask you guys first is, if this is your first time on one of my webinars or just seeing me, because I know I haven't sent an email out in a while, and I've told you guys to come on here, get to know me, get to know everyone else in this team. If it's your first time here, put a number 1. If you know me, my bad jokes and weird hair from the past, put a number 2. So I want to know who's brand new, who knows me before. So if you're brand new, put a number 1. If you have seen me before and spoken with me before, been on my webinars before, put a number 2. Awesome. Lots of 2s, lots of 1s as well. Awesome, guys. I love the engagement here. And again, because this is my first one back, I'm going to give some money out today as well. 1 and 2. Awesome. Cool. Exciting. So again, everyone who's been here in the past, thank you so much for coming back. I know I've been gone for a little while now. For everyone that's brand new, I'm excited for you to be here. You'll see everyone else in this group will say how much they learn from these webinars themselves. One thing, guys, I'm a little bit sick here, unfortunately, but that wasn't going to stop me jumping on here today and teaching you some really cool stuff. Excuse me, just have to put up with my coughs. 1 second, let's get some tissues, 2 seconds. And I'm back. Awesome, guys. So I'll give you guys a little update for a couple of minutes. Just the next couple of minutes while everyone jumps in here, because some people take a little bit longer to get in here. But it's been a very, very exciting time. So for everyone that's brand new that doesn't know me, I'm not going to go into my full story here, but I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself. Guys, I started in internet marketing. I went to university. I started marketing and entrepreneurship when I was 18. Finished, couldn't get a job, sold my car, every belonging I had into getting the biggest internet marketers that I knew, just from Facebook to mentor me on how to create a software package I can sell online. I went on from there to create some of the leading social media softwares in the world. And more importantly than that, I went on to create a lot of actual business solutions that people who have no experience online, like myself at the time, can use to create online businesses that create income passively. So, and not just passively, but for free passively. So for people here, let me ask you guys a question here again. Who here is trying to make money online, but doesn't really have much money to invest, and they're just trying to start up a business with not much money or no money at all? Put a number 1. For number 2, say you have a bit of money to invest, but you're really not sure where to go, and there's all this fuzz and all this stuff happening and shiny objects, but you're just buying everything, not getting results. Put a number 2, and put a number 3 if you're absolutely just killing it and you've jumped on here for my bad jokes and to see what's happening with me. Okay, cool. So lots of 1s and 2s. We've got a 3 in here. Manny, I'm going to throw in some really good jokes for you here, hopefully, throughout this time. Awesome, guys. So we've got a mixed bag here. Mainly 1s and 2s, a couple of 3s here as well. Cool. And we've got some people here saying as well that they were a number 3, but then they just had some time off and now they're back to a number 1 or a 2, which is pretty cool. So, because again, if you've done it before, you can do it again. So guys, what I'm going to be focusing this year on is really starting businesses that generate money. Not just showing you guys different little tools and stuff that a lot of marketers do, saying, look at this brand new tool that posts blogs on your WordPress site. Not just showing you an advertisement campaign that's going to show you how to get traffic. We're going to do the complete solutions here that are going to generate you a business. And there's 3 types of businesses right now that I see in 2018 that can make you some serious money. And I'm going to be showing you guys that, but we'll talk about that in a second. But for everyone that does know me here, where have I been? I'm sure that's a question for quite a few people here. Where have I been? I kind of didn't disappear, but I went back to being the student for the past 6 months. So let me just say about probably 7 or 8 months ago, probably midway through last year, I had probably one of the hardest times of my entire life. Actually, I can 100% it was the hardest time of my entire life. And I hope this can give some form of educational understanding to kind of a bit about myself and kind of a bit of what you think money's going to be everything when it's really, really not. Again, that's easier to say when you've made money, but guys, this is pretty like personal for me to talk about. So I'm just going to talk about it really quickly so you guys get it. So in this 1 week of last year, I had the roughest week of my entire life. Me and my girlfriend at the time of almost 5 years broke up out of nowhere as well. My grandpa passed away. I got involved in a car crash. I was struggling in terms of what I wanted to do in the future, in terms of what area I wanted to go down. I had all this stuff happen in 1 single week. Oh, my sister moved back. Something horrible happened to her down where she was living in Melbourne and had to move back. And it kind of just blew my whole world up, and it really just shook me. You know, I'm a very, very happy person. I'm very motivated. I'm very excited. I love life. But at this time, normally if I get hit with something, I stand right back up and go straight at it again. If someone says I can't do something, I'll force myself to prove them wrong. This was a time I was just getting hit. And it really, really just broke me down as a person, guys. And it was really intense to go from waking up every day with the partner I was with, working every single day, bouncing ideas of each other, living in this big house with her, that I actually moved into here because of her at the time. Because I was trying to show her everything, and her happiness was my happiness. My friend's happiness was my happiness. And I was getting sucked into this world of trying to impress everyone around me and that's how I was getting my happiness, or getting my dopamine hit in my head by making other people happy. And when all this stuff disappeared, and when all this horrible stuff happened, I was just broken. So it's a really, really hard time for me. And I'm going to talk about this openly quickly as well here. Is that I went and saw a psychiatrist, not a psychologist, a psychiatrist. And it was one of the most eye-opening experiences of my life, where I really learned how my brain actually worked, how it releases dopamine, and really how to become happy in myself. Because as they say, unless you're happy in yourself, you're not going to be happy with anything you do with anyone else, whether it's business, relationships, family, no matter what it is. If you're not happy in yourself, you're not going to be happy with anyone else. And I had this ink injected into my body, and I had to do these weird tests, and it showed me how my brain worked, and why I actually go to the extremes with a lot of things. Like for work, I go to the extremes. I work 5 a.m. in the morning to 2 a.m. at night some nights, and I just can't stop until I get that dopamine hit. And I got told I had something called high functioning ADHD, which is funny to find out 27 or 28 years later. But it's just basically the way the dopamine releases in my brain that I have to force myself through that. So I had this learning time where I really had to figure out myself, who I am, and why I do things in certain ways, and really how do I become happy in myself? Because once I was happy in myself, I could spread the love, the work, the passion, everything I wanted to do to those around me as well, but still be just as satisfied in myself. So what happened then? I really just turned my life around. I said, you know what? I'm not in the headspace right now to be teaching the most amazing information I can think about to others. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to become the student again, and I'm going to go traveling. So I literally, within about a 4-day period, I said, you know what? I'm getting out of this house. I'm getting out of Australia. I'm going to go traveling around the world. I'm going to go meet up with the experts in different fields that I was interested in, and learn what is the cutting edge stuff that is making people money online. What does the future look like, and what can I learn that I don't currently know about? And that's what I'm really excited to share with you guys today and over the coming webinars. So the first thing I really wanted to learn was about cryptocurrency. And I'm not sure what your opinions are, but let me just see what your opinions are. What do you think about cryptocurrency? Put a 1 in the box if you love it. Put a 2 in the box if you hate it. Put a 3 in the box if you have not much idea about it. You see both sides and you would like to know more about it. Cool. So lots of ones, couple of twos, and lots of threes. So again, I said one was that you absolutely love it. Two, you absolutely hate it. Three, you've heard about it, you've seen the positives and negatives and what people are talking about in the media, but you want to know more about it. Cool. So some people are saying too volatile, some people are saying mixed feelings, some people are saying Ponzi, some people are saying a massive bubble. Cool. So I can see the negative sides that people are talking about here, and I can see a lot of the positives here as well. And you know, that was a similar thing I had. I've seen all these things online. I've seen a bunch of people and jump into this crypto world, and my whole news feed's filled with crypto. And I'm like, if I see one more crypto post, I'm going to throw my computer into the pool, because that's what my news feed was all about anymore, right? So I wanted to go learn from the best. So what I did was I went and flew over to Thailand. I was living in Thailand for a month, living with some of the biggest cryptocurrency marketers, I guess, or investors in the entire world. And I learned so much about that industry that it's a joke. And, you know, I can say, yes, there are some dodgy parts of it, then people doing dodgy things with it. I can say, yes, there are amazing things that are happening in that space that are really going to change. I believe they're going to change a lot of how the world works. But how does the average person get involved, make some money, not get screwed over, not get involved in some Ponzi scheme that some of these companies are trying to do? How do we go, because it is all unregulated, how do we go from being an unregulated industry space where there are a lot of scammers in there that are really trying to prey on people that have no real idea, to actually getting involved, investing in the actual straight up coins or in Bitcoin or whatever it might be? And how do we then make a return on investment? How do we open a wallet? How do we even start buying? How do we get there? All these little basic things I wanted to know. To the complete other side is, how do we then get involved in ICOs, which are new coins that are coming out? How do we find the next Bitcoin as such? How do we find the next type of cryptocurrency that's going to decentralize some specific industry? How do we actually go through all of this and find a clear path? And that's what I wanted to learn how to do. And I'll tell you guys now, I've probably made more money in cryptocurrency in the past year doing cryptocurrency for the last 2 months of last year than I have the entire year last year. I mean, last year was a very good year for me, but that's because I learned from the right people. I know these whale people that actually have big pool. Right now, there's a lot of insider trading that happens in cryptocurrency as well, which means because it's unregulated, it's completely legal. So my friends know what deals are happening with which coin before they actually get announced to the public. And this is information that I can then share with you guys on these webinars, on my emails and whatnot. Just as what I've been told. Again, I'm not a professional at this, but my friends over there, they do this full time. And this is a cool story. One of my best friends over there, Yannick, he invested in Bitcoin about 5 years ago. He got 3,000 Bitcoin at $2 each, which is worth $30-something million now. But he sold them when it got to $12 each, which is pretty crazy. But this guy now, one of the biggest ICO brokers in the world. Anyway, let me just go back into talking about what happened from there, and then we'll get into today's webinar and the plan I have for this year, basically. Well, the next 3 months. The next 3 months, my goal for this is to have you guys set up with, if not only one, but at least 2 different streams of passive online incomes that you can put on the side of your business, or even quit your current job and then have 2 of these up and running. So I went from doing that, learning as much as I could about crypto, and testing it fully from myself. So I knew that I was an investor. I knew I was doing the work, not just saying other people do it. I wanted to do it, learn it, repeat it, rinse it, repeat it, try the things, fail, because I don't want to teach anything that I haven't personally done. And again, obviously in any of this space, I can show you guys what I've done. It's up to you guys if you want to follow it or not. But again, I've been flying around the world to learn from the best. So I went from that, I went over to Europe. And I was in Europe for about a month. So I was traveling around there, speaking at a bunch of events, learning more about crypto, learning more about Facebook ads, what's happening in the Facebook world right now, what's happening in the Instagram world right now. And I learned as much as I could about that as well, and how we can use that information from Facebook, from Instagram, from YouTube of what's happening and working right now in the industry to make money online, guys. So that's what I really want to show you guys here is like, yes, I've learned these things with Facebook. I'm going to teach you them, but how do we put that into a business that makes you money? That's the thing that I don't really see a lot happening in the industry right now. So you guys can probably see this Microsoft Word blank page has been standing in the background for quite some time now. So what I want to show you guys here are the 3 big ways over the next 3 months, 2-3 months, that I really want to teach you guys to create at least 3. I want you to have at least 2 of these 3 businesses running in the next 3 months. And that's what I'm going to show you here on these webinars. So today's webinar, I just want to go through these 3 areas as an overview. And then every single week, we'll then jump into one of these areas and we'll create a business from scratch in each one of these, where you can follow me week by week and you can actually follow the steps that I do, implement them, and create your own online businesses exactly as I do them with you guys. If that sounds good to you guys, write Yahoo, write yay, get excited, write it in the comments, because again, I'm back now. I'm so excited to be back to teach you guys this stuff. Because at the end of the day, this is what I love to do. Obviously, like, I do these webinars for free because I get excited to see other people getting success and learning from what I can teach you guys. Awesome, guys. I love seeing all these comments in here. Thank you, everyone here. Awesome. Now, right before we talk about the 3 main ways, I want to ask you guys, what would you guys like me to do in terms of webinars here? Would you like me to do them every single week like I used to? Every Wednesday, same time, and then a replay I'll send out in the afternoon every single week? Or would you like to do every other week? Again, write 1 for every week and 2 for every other week. So lots of 1s, couple of 2s. So every week with a replay, or every second week with a replay as well. All right. There's a lot of both. So what we might do, well, let's start with every week so we can get everyone up on a really fast-paced growth on the getting started here. Because again, we may as well get started now, because again, the year's going to fly by so fast, just like last year did. And then I'll send replays out. I post all the replays onto my YouTube. Let me just get my YouTube channel up for you guys so you guys can have that there. 1 second. I think my sister likes to log into my computer and copy. There we go. Cool. Let me just paste this here in the chat box. If you're watching this as a replay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead and just YouTube Luke McGuire. Oh, let's send that through there. I'm going to give you guys a second to go there, subscribe, and then I'm going to be back. I'm just going to blow my nose once again. And I'm back. I'm back. Sorry, guys. It's frustrating when you're sick, and it's crazy. You know what? Because I haven't done a webinar, as I said, in quite a little bit. And now that I'm on here, I'm sick today. I've got some maintenance guys upstairs on the level above me doing some fixes to my aircon. They actually have to rip off the whole roof on the level above, because this is a big place, like a 4-story place here. And the level above, the aircon stopped working, and the manhole where the aircon, whatever goes through the roof, is about that big. So it's more like a baby hole, and you barely even fit your head in there. So they actually have to cut the whole roof apart, take my bathroom up there apart, and have to rebuild it afterwards, which is quite frustrating. But it's all loud and drills, which you can probably hear. But you know what? We make do, and we're going to get this done. So who's excited? You guys are already excited. So let's get started into this right now. So the 3 main areas that I want to teach you guys about, and you can choose which one of these 3 you want to be a part of, is the number 1 way to get started. I personally believe, and this is one area I'm going to be focusing on so hard, in this entire year and the following years to come is, and last year I was pretty focused on it as well, but this year what I found is that last year there was too much stuff going on everywhere, that no one was creating proper businesses that were making money, that people were showing little tactics on this and that and this and that, but how do we create a proper business? Number one way, especially if you have no money to get started with, is a social media agency. Now, that's basically going to local clients, so going to clients in your area, taking over their social media marketing for them. Now, if you have no idea how to do social media marketing, you're in the perfect place, because I'm going to teach you how you can actually do this very, very easily with not much experience at all. And if you've never really even done much social media marketing, I'm going to show you guys how you get clients, how do you find them, how do you sign them, what services do you offer them, what do you charge them, how do we actually bundle this, and how do we then rinse and repeat this over and over again so you get other people paying you to do Facebook ads for them, paying you to post and manage their content for them. And I'm going to show you how to do all of this on complete autopilot so you can set up their content for the next month instantly for multiple social networks, how you can go out and get traffic to their websites, how you can even optimize their sites for them and charge big money to do this, set their ads up for them. Once the ads are up and running, you just do a little bit of maintenance every single week and you get paid bank and bank and bank and bank. And the way I teach it here, you should not be charging less than $1,500 a month per client. So think about it like that. Yeah, 5 clients, what's that, like over 7-8 grand or whatever it is a month. Yes, there's advertising costs in that. So you might be pocketing 4 grand a month from doing that only on 5 clients, which is not very hard to do. I'm going to show you how to do this. And I'm going to show you how you're basically going to contact these businesses, and then they're going to be scared if you go anywhere else to any of their competitors. So that's one way you can get started. So we're going to talk about things like Instagram marketing, YouTube, Facebook, which will include Facebook ads, content, etc., etc. And I'm going to show you how they're going to do the work for you. Then you just need to input some information. So I'll quickly show you an example here. I actually think I've got the document open. Oh, no, I don't right now. I'll show it to you guys later, unless it's down here. Oh, here we go. So this is something I use quite regularly, and I show you guys all the time this, and if you've been in the past. Facebook ads questionnaire that I'll send out to you guys later as well. You send this to your local businesses. You can pull all this information about their actual target market. You can show them how many people are in the area. You can show them what their competitors are doing. And then you basically can poach them saying, look, guys, this is everything about your business, your page, your fans right now. We can target your competitors' followers. We can target your competitors' fans. We can do this right now. It's only going to cost you this much for this month. Let's start this right now. No locking contracts initially if you're just getting started. Otherwise, do a 3-month one so then you can actually project your actual income and go ahead and get started with this. So this is basically a little cheat sheet that you can give to a client, and they're going to provide all the information and market research for you, which is pretty damn cool. So let me jump back over to this other one. So content. So basically creating a social agency. So who here would be interested in doing a social agency? Put number 1 in the box. Put number 2 if you're not. And again, it's a pretty set and forget business. Once it's set up, it's done. And it's pretty straightforward, and it's a great way to get started if you have no money or not much money to get started right away. And it's also going to be a way where you can learn Facebook ads even better using other people's budgets. Even though I'll show you the right way to do it, when you do the work, it actually will really help you understand it a lot more. So yeah, awesome, lots and lots of one. Someone's who says, Gavin says he doesn't know Facebook ads. Oh, Gavin, what's up, brother? Doesn't know Facebook ads very well. So again, we're going to do a few webinars here on Facebook ads, and it's really, really crazy what I learned when I was away of what's working right now and how Facebook will build the audiences for you. Because you might think you know what your target market is, but Facebook does know what it is because they can actually track who clicks through, build audiences like that, and so on and so forth. So, and again, I'm going to show you guys how to outsource all this type of work, how to outsource graphics, how to outsource designers. If a client needs a logo or something like that, how to outsource all of this stuff. The biggest thing I learned in my business is to employ other people that are better at doing specific tasks than what you are doing. So for me, I am not that great at coding. I am better at talking to you guys, telling jokes, doing videos, doing fun stuff like this. So I went out and I employ other people to do the work for me. And in a local business sense, again, if you don't have the money to do it, you just take a percentage of the client's money. So say they need a logo, charge them $100 for the logo. It might cost you $10 to get done. You make a $90 profit there, and you get someone else to do the work for you that's better at it than you are, if that makes sense. So let me just see what's happening on here. And Mike says, can he get a link for the cheat sheet? Yeah, so I'll get you I'll chuck the actual link. I'll upload it at the end of this webinar so you guys can all have that, and I'll put it on the YouTube video description for those watching the replay. So that is the first area that we're going to jump into. And if you guys are interested, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are, I'm actually creating a proper course specifically on social media agency, a full-on login area, members area, Wave dashboards, every software you can imaginable that you can imagine. That includes auto posting tools. A lot of my tools that I've created in the past, I've shut down a lot of them in terms of sales, and bundling them into this done-for-you solution. Because again, I got pretty over doing little bits and pieces that help people that know they need this for Instagram or need this for Facebook. I wanted to shut that down and give it to people to create a core business that is a done-for-you system in a social media agency. So that's what we're going to be doing there. I've got a question here. Rhonda says, will I teach you how to create a website? Yes, I will. Very, very simple to do when you know how to do it. And you don't need to know any code or anything like that. So that's the first way. The second way or second business choice I want you guys to do or have a think about is e-commerce. So that is selling products online. Now, there's two ways we can do this. I'm going to talk about two of these ways as well. One, creating a brand. Now, what I mean by that, actually, I'll show you this. And number two is drop shipping standard products. Now, creating a brand. What I mean by that is, how do we go online, find a product that we want to sell, outsource it from overseas with our own branding on it, our own packaging, our own designs, and creating a social media channel that's branded to us. Now, I'll give you an example of this. Let me just get this loaded up for you guys. Yeah, so Kiss Strips here is one of my teeth whitening products. Simple site that I use this a while ago as an example to create a product from online. So teeth whitening strips here, a box with teeth whitening strips. This is a branded product. This isn't just selling teeth whitening strips. I'm selling Kiss Strips, which is my brand. And I just got these on Alibaba, alibaba.com. Alibaba.com. Oh, whoops. See, my brain isn't working fully today. Teeth whitening strips. And you can see there's all these different boxes here. And what you can do on these sites is go on here and actually contact these different sellers when you find the right seller that you want to buy from, and actually have your design put onto the product, onto the strip packages, and create an actual brand. Now, what's the benefit of a brand? Let me jump back here. So good thing about a brand is that you are creating an asset. Assets are valuable. You can sell an asset off. If you can then show that your business and your brand is generating X amount a year, you can sell that off. Now, another example of that is, which I've been trying to really focus on what I want to do here in my business. I looked at my dad. My dad is he's an event manager. and he tours around the world with different artists. And his business isn't a brand. His business is him. Yes, it has a business name. It's called Exceptional Events International. But that business is worth nothing because without my dad, the business, there's no value there because everyone hires my dad. So he has a business, not a brand, which means when you're done and dusted with it, your apps, like, then it's really not worth anything. Now, it is harder to build a brand than it is to build a business. Now, another example of that is, why would I, if you look at a pair of Nike shoes and you look at a pair of shoes without the tick that might be from Alibaba, which one has more perceived value if they're both the exact same shoe, except without the tick? The Nike one is, because that's got a brand built behind it versus one that doesn't. Just like if there was a McDonald's there and that's probably a bad example, but so there's a McDonald's there and a little fast food joint next to it. Which one has more value to you in your eyes? Well, obviously the McDonald's, because that's made a brand behind it. Actually, it wasn't that bad of an example. So that's creating a brand versus creating a business. Now, creating a business can make sales quite a lot easier, because the bad thing with creating a branding, especially with the Ecom, is you need stock. So you need to buy stock usually if you're creating custom products that you're going to have to sell. So you need stock for that, but I'll talk about that later on, how to get it shipped out everywhere and whatnot. But you do need to ship it yourself, or there's actual companies that will ship it. But how do you tie that all that in together? Drop shipping is the next thing, which means you sell a product from China. It's usually from China on AliExpress. So say it's a keyring, and the cost is 50 cents. You sell it for $5. Order goes direct to the supplier in China, and they ship it, and you get paid $4.50 because the initial cost was 50 cents. So you can sell basically anything in the world, from toothbrushes to actual, even teeth whitening strips, non-branded ones, already branded by a different company or by these Chinese companies. You can sell chairs, TVs, whatever it might be. But you can then actually go and you never see the product. You never have to have stock. You can sell one and make money on one. But again, it's not a brand, and it can be sometimes harder to create a lot of hype around non-branded products, because again, brands really thrive with hype. For example, I saw today, I think it was Kendall Jenner is the richest Kardashian now. I think her lipstick business, which is just probably an Alibaba product that they've designed and made a bit nicer or something in China, that's done, I think it was over $187 million last year in sales, which is absolutely insane. So, and then how do we do this? And then I guess the next part of this is how do we get traffic that converts? Now, the converting part is the thing most people have problems with, and it's the main part that I hate when I see people teaching how to build a Shopify store or an Ecom product or a brand or online with Ecom, but they don't show you how to actually get converting traffic. They show you how to get traffic, but not traffic that converts. Who here's been in that problem before, had created a store and you've got everything set up and you're sending traffic, you're doing Facebook ads, you're spending $5 a day, like they all say, and you just haven't got a sale? Put a 1 in the box if that's me, or write yes, me, right? Yes, if that's you. Lots of yeses here. Guilty, someone says. 1 lol, yes. So see, it's funny, like I see this stuff all the time as well. And I've been through it as well. So what I want to show you guys here is how do we get traffic that converts, and who here also finds that everyone says that when everyone says, all right, now you've got a Shopify store, what is and then they said, this is how you then make sales. What way do people tell you that the only way you make sales is, or the one way you make sales is? Everyone says Facebook ads. Facebook ads, and while, don't get me wrong, they are amazing and they are probably the key way to get traffic in terms of paid traffic, there are so many other ways that you can really drive traffic to your actual stores, to your websites, to your local clients, whatever it might be, for free. And that, in a lot of cases, is going to be the difference of actually doing Facebook ads and making a profit, because yes, you're doing your Facebook ads, you're making extra out there. But if you're making 5, 10, 15 extra sales every day, every other day, that's going to really push you forward into sticking with the store, sticking with the business, sticking with what you're doing online. So that's something I want to show you guys here is I want to show you free and paid ways to make money online through this. So guys, that's the second part there. So we've got the first one, which I showed you guys. I want you all to start a social media agency or an e-com store. Or the third way that I really want to teach you guys is, now, again, this is just personally what I believe is a big money opportunity this year. Right now is the golden age, and I talked about it before, it's crypto. So, you know, currency. Spot that wrong. Well, I was like crypto because I'm not in the best minds that day. Crypto. So, as I mentioned earlier, yes, there are a lot of dodgy people that are doing dodgy things in the business. They're trying to sign you up to these courses. They're trying to sign you up into buying X amount a day, and you're going to compound by 1% a day and all this crap. I'm going to show you those and how to stay the hell away from those, just so you get an idea of what is happening there. I'm going to show you on the complete opposite side some of the crazy things that are happening in the industry right now that gives us that opportunity right now. So things like, I'm going to find out, I find out all the time these deals that happen before they get announced to the public. I can tell you guys what's happening in the industry before everyone else knows. If you want to know about ICOs, which is called an initial coin offering, which I will teach you guys about, it's like an IPO when a company goes public. How do you get involved in those, and how do you get involved in those in a pre-launch? Because a lot of these ICOs, if you invest even a little bit in the pre-launch, you can then they give you bonus tokens for being an early investor. So for example, this is an extreme example, but I just want to show you guys just for example's sake. I invested 100 grand in this cryptocurrency probably about a month ago in its actual private pre-launch. Now it's private because you need to know people to get in. Lucky for you guys, I know the people, so I can help you out as well. Something that I can guarantee 99% of people in the internet marketing space, and 99.9% people in the world couldn't be able to do. So you guys are in a pretty cool position here, and I'm lucky enough to be in it as well. So I put 100 grand into this actual ICO that's coming out. It's called WePower, and what they do is, for that 100 grand, when it goes as an ICO, which it just the initial coin offering was the other day, we get, as private investors, 50% bonus tokens. So for my 100 grand, they're giving me $150,000 in their actual coins for their cryptocurrency. And as soon as they hit my account, which is going to be this week, I could instantly, if I wanted to, I could sell them all instantly and make 150 grand. But I'm not going to, because I really believe in this project. I think it's going to 5x, 10x very, very quickly. So 100 grand is probably going to make me $1 million plus, hopefully, fingers crossed. Now, that sounds crazy, and I didn't believe in it, but that's what my friends were telling me about. They said, you need to come see this. And I said, I don't believe in stuff like that. I need to see it with my own eyes. So I flew over to Thailand, lived there for a month, saw them do it over and over again. I saw a guy put in 700 grand, which again, very, very unrealistic for most of us. But just to give you guys an idea, that 700 grand turned into $7 million within the week, which is pretty insane on our Storm token, if anyone follows it at all. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, Jason says, no wonder I couldn't get WePower. Yeah. So that's what I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys. I'm going to write this here. That's why. See, whoops. I'm going to show you guys what to stay away from. Now, I also want to show you guys how to get started. So who here wants to be involved, but the whole process of how do I even find where to buy it? How do I ensure I don't get ripped off? Excuse me. How do I create a wallet? How do I send money? How do I put my currency in to my wallet to buy crypto? How do I buy Bitcoin or Ethereum? Or how do I actually do all of this? Which ones do I want to get? Write me in the box with some big exclamation marks if that's you. Because I found for me, the hardest part always is getting started, getting the account set up, getting verified, getting everything looking nice and whatnot. So lots and lots of me's, lots of exclamation marks. 1, 2, and 3, bingo. We got one here from Jason saying, well, Jason, what's up, brother? Good to see you here. Yes, yes, yes. And Christopher says, is this mostly going to cover crypto? No, mate, we're talking about the social media agency, talking about e-commerce, we're talking about crypto. Now, if you haven't watched this whole webinar, you can watch the replay after. But I want everyone here to start at least two or three of these businesses, and in the next 3 months, have them making you passive income in 2 areas. Because again, if all your eggs are in one basket, then if everything fails in that one area, then you don't have anything to fall back on. Now, choose your most passionate, put your most time into that, but start something else on the side anyways. So I'm going to show you how to get started from wallets, exchanges, keeping your money safe, how to bank back into your currency. So when you want to bank out, you can do that if you wanted to. If you wanted to bank out, buying at a low versus at a high. Altcoins, so different coins outside of Bitcoin. Now, we'll talk about some of the myths and stuff like that. Like people say it's a bubble. Now, this is my personal opinion. A bubble is something where, like the .com boom, that was a bubble. People were throwing money at everything, even though there was no real value behind what they were throwing it at. So, for example, Snapchat is a good example. I guess it's losing money all the time because it's not monetizing and it's not making their investors money because it's not really monetized, guys. But if you look at crypto, for example, we can talk about Bitcoin if you want to. So Bitcoin, for example, the value in that is that it's been actually adopted by countries around the world as a main form of currency. So Japan, for example, you can actually pay for anything in Japan right now with Bitcoin. First country to accept it everywhere. I think Dubai right now is putting the blockchain technology into the actual as their main banking system. So before, let's just talk about blockchain quickly. So blockchain, compare that to internet. So the blockchain and internet are the same thing. Facebook is Bitcoin, for example. Facebook needs the internet to run. So Bitcoin needs the blockchain to run. Ethereum needs the blockchain to run. Instagram needs internet to run. So think of it like that. You can't have one without the other. So that's why everyone says the blockchain technology is the core value part of all of this. Now, Bitcoin's become the #1 way of actually transacting online. So with that, what I'm talking about is that, like, say, for example, Lamborghini in Brisbane, they allow you to actually accept Bitcoin now. You can buy Lambos with it. So 1 second. Yeah, against the phone. Awesome, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, take your time. So for example, Bitcoin is one of the ways that actually, so they were the guys upstairs fixing the room upstairs. So yeah, as I was saying, Bitcoin, like Lamborghini in America, you can buy Lambos with Bitcoin now. Now, is that a bubble, or is that people believing in that actual software, all that currency, all that technology? I think it's a second, because the values behind it. If Japan takes it on nationwide, then that's a value there. Now, the value, anything that has value, I don't believe is a bubble. Now, yes, there's a lot of hype around it, but it's not something that's going to go and then completely disappear. It's completely free to set up an account. It doesn't cost you a single dollar. Now, third world countries that can't even afford to have bank accounts can have an online bank account as such right now. So lots of benefits behind it there. Now, a good way I look at it, and someone explained it to me like this, was when the world went from gold into paper money. Now, gold to paper money. People apparently were like, okay, well, no, I'd rather have gold because it's a physical element of the earth that's rare. That piece of paper can just be printed. Why would I want that? But now, if we look at a $100 note, we all go, wow, it's $100, even though it's really just a piece of paper, but it's the value we put on it. Even to the extent now that if we look at $1 million in a bank account on the computer, it's just a number, but we're like, wow, that's $1 million, but it's just a number on the computer, but it's the value we put on that number is what makes it valuable. Now, very, very similar with cryptocurrency. Look at it in the same way, if that makes sense. The currency, people believe in it, and then there's a value there. Now, and another example quickly, and then we'll move on, is the WePower, what I just purchased then, which is a different type of coin. They're trying to decentralize the energy industry. So, for example, if you have solar panels on your roof, if you make more energy than you produce, you sell the energy back to the grid or back to your energy provider. They buy it back from you, but they tell you how much you're going to get paid for it. What WePower's aim is to do is decentralize that. So instead of selling it back to the grid, you can then sell it back to someone else directly, and you can then actually basically whatever the value of the coin's worth is what you're going to get paid, which might be more, which probably will be more than what you're going to get from your energy provider, which is going to make it a bit more of an even playing field, which means decentralizing that industry like that. And again, another big thing about the cryptocurrency is that what the main power behind it is that it's completely decentralized, which means there's no banks involved, there's no governments, there's no third parties or anything like that. There's no fees. If I wanted to send $1 million to America right now from Australia, I'm not going to get hit with a 10 grand fee. It's going to be instant. There's zero human error, completely anonymous. Now, again, on the flip side, is it good having everything anonymous? Is it good having everything decentralized? Well, it's up to you to know that. No PayPal. I learned this the other day with PayPal. Every time you send a transaction through PayPal, 600 different parties get the information that you've sent that information to that other person. So I really didn't like the sound of that. And things like that really just aid in our cryptocurrency's benefit because it's completely decentralized. No one knows anything like that. Now, again, there is a lot of hype in the industry, which does inflate a lot of these prices. Yes, some of these coins, there are a lot of hot air around them and they're not doing much. So how do you know what's what? That's what I really want to show you guys here and teach you in the coming weeks throughout these webinars. So I'm excited about showing you guys that. And also, I'm really excited as well just to show you guys the bullshitters that are in the industry as well. Because again, with any industry, I see this happen so much. They started back in the day with like domains and then the original internet marketing courses. Then they moved over to Facebook ads, showing you how you can scam your way through that by posting naked girls and doing dodgy ads when that wasn't regulated. Then they jumped over to Instagram and they were doing SEO hacks and stuff like that by spamming. So say I wanted to rank a site about Powerade, I could then put the word Powerade on this like 500 times and it would rank. And then there was different Ponzi's and all this stuff that were just ripping people off. They get kicked out of every single industry. So right now, I think the internet marketing industry is kind of cleaning up a bit. So a lot of these scammers are now jumping over to the crypto space because I can see how much money is there to be made and how vulnerable people are. And I'm excited to call these bullshitters out, to really just show you, you don't need to know, you don't need to invest it in anyone else. You can see this information for yourself, get invested, watch a big return on the money if you do the right thing. So I'm really excited to show that with you guys in the coming weeks. And a good example of that, 1 second, I just might, you got it? Cool. Yeah. So a good example of that, wait, what was I just saying to you guys? 1 second. Oh yeah, a good example was I told my mum the other month, sell 25 grand in your shares, which I'm not going to tell everyone here to do because obviously I don't want, okay, well, I teach you guys, it's up to you, but I said to my mum, sell 25 grand of your shares. I'm going to make you some money in cryptocurrency. Your shares aren't moving anywhere. Let's do this. She did it. She's made over 35 grand now, and she hasn't done anything. This is passively being built. So I'm really, really excited to get started with you guys on all of this. So just after what I talked to you guys about now, what 2 areas would you be getting involved in if you're going to get started? Would it be crypto, e-commerce, or social media agency? Let me know. So write the 2 that you're going to do. So write 2 and 3, 1 and 3. Julie, if you don't have the resources for investing, go ahead and start with a social media agency. You don't need any money to invest there. Crypto and ecom, social media and crypto, social media and crypto, crypto. 1 and 3, 1 and 3, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3. Julie just said then she doesn't want clients. So Julie, if you don't want clients, then you're going to have to find some funds of some way to get started with ecom, unless you want to go ahead and start doing drop shipping. But again, you might need a bit of funds, which are there. And if you guys don't want clients, maybe think about it for a second and just go, look, if I can make $5 grand in a month by doing very limited work, by having clients, then after I made that $5 grand, I'll move over to ecom. What about that? Or just work and save a little bit more every single week and chuck that into doing your ecom directly. There's always ways to really get what you want. And rather than saying you don't want to do something, say, how do I get to what I want, even if it means I have to do something that I don't particularly like initially as such. Bruce said affiliate marketing. So we'll talk about affiliate marketing as well. And again, the thing is with affiliate marketing, a big part of that I find to really make some serious money in affiliate marketing is you need to create a really big trusting tribe, which I'll teach you guys as well. But I know a lot of people just right now want to start, get a couple of businesses, just get money coming in pretty quickly, passively, through providing value to other people. And as I always say, money is a byproduct, of value. Awesome. Lots of people in here say that. So that's what we're going to start in the next couple of weeks. So what I might do, I'm trying to think about what the best way to get started with this in terms of next couple of weeks. Do we want to do one agency one crypto one e-commerce one? Or maybe I might even do 2 webinars a week where I do one on crypto, one on social media. Or what might even be the best is that I rotate it. So next week I might do social media and crypto. The following week I might do e-commerce and crypto. The week after that I might do social media and e-commerce and show how we can tie them together. What would you guys like? The first, second, or third way to do that? A lot of people here as well are saying they would like to hear about crypto most weeks because it is time sensitive. Cool. And all the replays will be on my actual YouTube channel and whatnot. One other way I want to show you guys with crypto as well that's pretty cool to make money. It's by like doing arbitrage. Sorry. Let me just show you an example of this. Let me just go. I want to show you an example of this, of how. Let me go here. So, and again, right now with Bitcoin, it's a pretty good time to get in because it did drop quite a bit. And a big thing with Bitcoin as well, all markets in cryptocurrency are really mirrored back to what's happening with Bitcoin in most cases. So let me show you an example here. So for example, this is in one of my accounts here. And we can see that this is, let me go US dollars. So average here, people are buying Bitcoin at $7,800 US. Now, it's already gone up almost $2 grand in the past 2 days, but it's still much lower than what it was. It was up to like almost double that, I think, about a month ago. So it is a volatile market, but while it's volatile, that means you can make a lot of money very, very quickly. Buy at the highs, and then sell at the highs, buy at the lows. So this is a good way to look at some arbitrage, right? So if I wanted to go ahead, and this is just one actual place where you can buy Bitcoin here in Australia. If you're Australian, I'm going to show you different actual exchanges in different parts of the world, so you can sign up to one that relates to you. But here, and this is another one called Coinbase. I don't really like Coinbase that much, but it's very easy to get started and set up. So right now here, Bitcoin is being sold for $7,590. Now, here, on average, it's being sold by $7,823. So that's a good almost $200 difference there. So I could go here and buy Bitcoin for this here, go over here, and then sell it here for that. Then I can make $200 there through arbitrage, because each exchange is slightly different. So how do we go and actually do that over and over again? How can I see all the different exchanges? Now, that's something I'm going to be showing you guys in the coming weeks as well. Jay says, how awesome is that? Yeah, it's a really cool way to do it. You just need to know how to get verified with these different exchanges, how to sign up to them all, how to then do it quickly so you're making that money. And you can make some money pretty damn quickly. And I'm actually creating a crypto software that is basically, it's what I think the industry is really missing. Now, what you can do on a lot of these exchanges is go in and see how much each coin has gone up or down in the past amount of days or weeks or whatever it is. You can research all the different cryptocurrencies in the world. They'll show you their growth, their drops, their highs, their lows, all that type of stuff. But how do we actually go and filter these? I haven't found a place where you can actually filter all these cryptocurrencies. So say I want to know what coin has gone up by 5% or more in the past 24 hours, or the past 6 hours, or the past 4 days, or how can I compare Bitcoin to Ethereum in terms of growth rates that are happening right now? Or how do I actually find what's going crazy right now with the instant growth so I can get invested in as it's growing right now? How do I get alerted about that? If any of you guys have seen anything like that, let me know in the comments over here, because I would like to know that. I want to see one that actually goes out and compares them. Now, I'm not saying day trade here, but I'm saying how can we actually go out and find this information that we know, like how can we predict what's going to happen to an extent? We obviously can't predict anything, but how can we see what's happening in the industry? How do we find these new golden coins that are going to be the next Bitcoin, or they're going to have the growth like the next Bitcoin? I mean, get in them when it's low, sell when it's high, make some serious profit there. And how do you actually know what type of coin does what's the value behind it? Is it just hot air? How do we do all that stuff? So I'm creating this software solution, which basically allows you to filter all the different types of coins, see what they all do, what they all mean, what their goals are, shows you their growth, shows you what's happening in the industry. It'll email you when a coin goes up or down. So say you wanted to buy Bitcoin when it drops below X amount, it'll notify you when it has dropped below this amount. Or you want to sell when it's above this amount, it'll notify you through email, through text when it has done that. How do I filter coins that are going crazy in the past 1 hour, 6 hours, 12 hours? How do we do all that? I can't find anything that allows you to do that. I can see a couple here that you guys have sent through, but I want to see if it has the filtering ability rather than just showing me individual coins charts that are up and down. I want to know how to filter it. And then I've also included in this software a way that we can do this arbitrage, where it'll show you all of the main exchanges, and it'll say on Coinbase 76.20, over here 78.23. So you can go buy, sell, boom, you're done. I'm going to show you guys how to do that as well. So that's pretty exciting, I thought, as well. I appreciate these little examples you're giving here. So I'm going to check them out. Cool. All right, so that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Now, let's do some questions now, because now you guys get an idea of what's coming up. It's almost been an hour. I don't want to get into too much hectic training right now. I want you guys to think about what are the two main areas you want to jump into. And then next week at the same time, we'll go ahead and do that. And then, Jason, there is one exchange where you can buy all of the cryptos. I use Bitrex for that, but we'll talk about that later on. Let me have a look what your questions are. So that question, chuck them in here. Daniel says, when's the crypto software going to be ready? Look, I'm trying to push for it before the end of the month, hopefully maybe next week. I'm probably just going to release it privately to you guys. I'm not going to do a launch yet. I might do a launch of it in the future because, again, if I do, I really want it to be a very, this is more of like this is what's happening. This is exactly the results. This is exactly what's happening in the market. Then it's up to you guys. This isn't like I know a lot of these crypto courses are coming out that it seems so, well, they are so tacky and so spammy and so like, I don't want to be painted with that same brush, but if I need to find the right way to show to the market, that people that don't know me, that this is just a really, really cool tool that does some pretty cool things. So, but I'll give it to you guys first and show you and offer it to you guys first. If you want to jump into it or not, you can. The crypto site I have up is called Independent Reserve. It's an Australian one. If you're not in Australia, it's probably not going to be good for you, but it has a very low fee of 0.5%. How do you keep track of all business? Depends what you mean by that. Look, I use PayPal for a lot of my transactions because I can take money from all around the world. I can break it down. My accountants can chuck it straight into their accounting software. Very, very easy way to do that. It also says, let's hit social media hard so we get cash flow happening. All right, well, let's do that. That sounds fun as well. And if you're from Australia, you can jump on an Independent Reserve. That's a really great exchange to be on. Yeah, I'll send you my email address. Oh, great question, Rhonda. So can we buy smaller increments rather than buying a whole coin at once? Yes, with cryptocurrency, let's use Bitcoin for an example. You don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy 0.00x of a Bitcoin. You don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin. And it's an interesting thing to get your mind around because a lot of people think one Bitcoin, $7 grand or whatever it is right now. They go, wow, that's too much money for a Bitcoin. But that's the way our brain's conditioned. So think about it like this. If I go in Japan and I want to buy a can of Coke, with my $7 grand Bitcoin, my Bitcoin, I'm only going to have to spend about $1 of that $7 grand, which might be 0.000x of a Bitcoin for that actual can of Coke. So the valuable things around us still are going to cost the same amount in terms of dollar value. But obviously, because crypto goes up and down, it'll change there. But you can buy a can of Coke worth of a Bitcoin if you wanted to, right? So how much would you recommend investing? Guys, that is a very subjective question. What I always personally say to my friends and family, it's up to you if you want to take this advice, is invest a bit more than you're willing to lose. Now, invest a bit more than you're willing to lose, which means you have skin in the game, which means you're more likely to follow it up. Because I know a big thing I see, whether you want to admit it or not, I do it, I can admit it. I lose interest, I lose passion, I get distracted and I move all around the place rather than focusing on what I should be focusing on. So you should really be going out and whatever you do, invest in, whether it's your time, whether it's money, whether it's resources, go in a bit more than you're willing to lose so you have skin in the game and you're going to do a lot better, I can guarantee it. What else do we have there? Would this software help if I buy ICOs? You know what? In this software, I'm going to actually chuck in a tab about upcoming ICOs. My friends, they have companies that they full-time research ICOs, research the team before these new coins get released, broker deals that are unimaginable. I have one friend that get brokers funding for ICOs. There's about each ICO needs around $30 million, I guess, to get started for the really good ones, I guess. 30 to 60 million, and my friend has at least 2 or 3 a week in funding. And you'll never see anyone in the past go to Silicon Valley or now with an idea and getting $30 million funding in a week. It's not like that. Crypto, it's an insane world, and I'm going to show you guys that a bit further here. But right now is the time to be in it. People think they've missed the time. People think they missed the bubble. They call it a bubble, but it's not. They think they missed it. It's all done and dusted. But it's not. It's just the beginning right now. If you could have said that you wanted to be involved in gold 5 years after it was discovered, and you thought you were too late, they're still getting gold now. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen here, but now is the golden age. The world's technology hasn't caught up to what happens on the blockchain, that what happens in the crypto world. They're starting to. I don't know how to stop it. It can't be stopped. You can't shut down the blockchain. That's why governments can't. It's going to be really hard for them to regulate anything. They're going to have to learn to either partner or deal with it or figure out certain ways to do it. But now is the golden age, and as the world's catching up, I think I said before, my friend just told me Dubai is getting rid of all their banking systems or something like that, and they're putting in blockchain technology because it is the next big thing. And it's already here, but we're waiting for it to get implemented further and further. If you guys get bored later, watch the documentary on YouTube called Banking on Bitcoin. Banking on Bitcoin. It's also on Netflix. It's about maybe a year and a half old. Pretty cool story about it all, and check that out at some point in time. So let me see what other questions you guys have before I keep on rambling about. Amy, I'll send you my email. Bitcoin mining, don't recommend it personally. Costs a lot to get set up, and there's less and less Bitcoin being out there. Now, this is the other thing about crypto. I know we're talking a lot about crypto here, which not everyone might be interested in, but I'll move on to some of the questions in a minute. But with Bitcoin, this is why it is also so valuable, is that there is a market cap to every single cryptocurrency out there. I think Bitcoin's 22 million, I believe. So 22 million Bitcoin will ever be released. Right now, I think they're at about 83% of all Bitcoin has been released. Now, there's another 17% that's going to be released ever. And once that happens, what's going to happen, guys? Once all the Bitcoin's released in the world, what's going to happen? Supply versus demand. Jason goes 21 million. Supply versus demand. The supply for Bitcoin is all released. The demand for it, if it's going to keep on going the way we see it is going to go up, which is going to push the value of Bitcoin up and up and up. And right now, the coming year, a couple of years, or how I think it's 2020, I think, or 2021 or something, that all the Bitcoin will be released. When that happens, watch it go absolutely through the roof, because it comes down to supply and demand. And this is a rare opportunity right now in the world where Bitcoin is not all mined. It hasn't all been released yet, but one day soon it will be. We'll never be able to go back, and no more Bitcoin will ever be able to be released. It's not like banks and governments where they can just keep on printing money, which takes the value down. This, with Bitcoin, once released, that's it. And the beauty of Bitcoin is you can break it down further and further and further and further. So as the value goes up, you can sell fragments of Bitcoin that are going to be worth a lot more money than what they're worth now, for example. So 2024, Bruce said that all the Bitcoin will be released. And Julie, you can't, there's no way that, because again, with Bitcoin, because on the blockchain, the way it's set up, you can't release more. Yes, you can break off into other types of Bitcoin, like Bitcoin Cash, and there's all these other ones that are out there, but there'll be no actual Bitcoin. And again, that's when the most trust is. That's where the most value is in terms of people's eyes, in terms of day-to-day trading. Not sure what you mean, Nico, but how much did I lose? I've been making a lot from Bitcoin, which is great. What else do we have here? Gavin says, do I buy altcoins? Yeah, I definitely buy altcoins, only a couple. But my main goal is always getting it back into Ethereum or Bitcoin for the long run. So who owns a Bitcoin? Good question. So right before this video, I actually went on my Instagram and I posted, I just bought one Bitcoin before. So I'm going to send you my Instagram in the description if you want to see how easy it is for me to do it. So I'm going to go .com/Luke McGuire. I think that's it. Or search Luke McGuire on Instagram on your phone. Watch my story after this webinar, and you'll be able to see me buy Bitcoin live. It's pretty easy and quick to do. Now, I bought it through my exchange here, and when it's on my exchange, really, that's not the safest place to keep it. You want to take it into your own wallet, because when it's on the exchange, if the exchange shuts down, which chances are it's not. It's just like if the bank shuts down and they're going to take all your money, they could do it, probably won't happen, but better to be safe than sorry. Take your Bitcoin from here and put it into your own private wallet. I'll show you guys how to do all of that as well. It's pretty cool how to do. Will Ethereum be a part of this program? Yes, it will, because in terms of a lot of these altcoins, Ethereum is used to buy them because they're on the Ethereum blockchain. What cold storage units do I have? I have a Trezor. Yeah, Jay just got his first Trezor. Awesome. What makes it safe? What makes cryptocurrency safe? One, it's unhackable. Two, it's all done by computers. Now, this is a good way to think about transactions with crypto. If you guys remember with Napster or torrents, where you could download illegal music, when you would download a song, so say this is my song here, my wallet. This is, so I go download this song. I download the torrent or the file, and it gets shared to me by thousands and thousands and thousands of other people. This card is thousands of people sending me parts of that song, sending me that song, and then it puts it all together, verifies it, then I have that song, and then I share that song to thousands of other people that are downloading that as well, if I was doing illegal piracy, which I'm not. So that's how torrents work. Very, and that destroyed the music industry. People don't buy CDs anymore, really. People don't go out and really buy DVDs as much as they used to. Netflix is now also taking that stuff over as well, but you get the idea of file sharing, right? Now, what we do with with cryptocurrency, every time I send money to someone else, thousands of computers that are mining it. Basically, what mining means is verifying transactions. So every time I send money to you, thousands of computers, not people like with banks, there's often going to be human error and interjection there. When I send some money to you, it goes straight to you, and thousands of computers verify that transaction by solving these codes and all that stuff. I don't need to get into that. But by verifying it thousands of times, that then verifies the transaction, which means you get that money with zero third party, zero fees, zero information going to anyone else, unlike banks and stuff like that. So we're going to go, yeah, Tara goes, MacBooks don't even come with DVD drives anymore. Mine doesn't even have a USB drive, which is ridiculous sometimes when I'm trying to go across. So what we're going to do is go across this in the future. I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update of where things are at. I know we started rambling into crypto just then, but we'll do our own webinars in these different areas because that makes more sense. But I think who here now has got more of an idea about cryptocurrency than you have before? Put a 1 in the box if you have a much better idea than you have in the past. And you're more excited and more interested to learn about it. I don't say you need to jump into it, but I just wanted to give you guys a bit more of a idea of what's happening in that space. Now, awesome, lots of ones here. Now that makes me excited. Now what we're going to do in a second, one sec, is I'm going to give away 50 bucks just because of it, because I feel like giving away 50 bucks to someone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you guys, don't say it now, I'm going to ask you guys if you're excited. I'm going to put this on Snapchat so you can see I randomly select someone. If you're excited, and I want to hear what you thought of this. I want to see if you thought it was awesome, it was amazing, what you learned, if you're happy. So guys, I'm going to do this now, and I'm going to randomly scroll and land on someone here. All right, guys, so we're just finishing up this webinar now. You can see me here. Now, guys, did you enjoy this? I want to know if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below. Boom, write it down. There we go. Oh, you guys are awesome. Just coming in hot. The comments are coming in hot. All right, awesome, guys. I appreciate it. Now, I'm going to choose someone randomly. Richard Preston. There you go, 50 bucks for you. He said, I randomly scrolled and landed on you. Good to see that you're on top of your game. Appreciate it, mate. I'm not the best health-wise, but 50 bucks to you, Richard. Now, I'm going to send me your PayPal email if you can here, and I'll send you 50 bucks right now. Terry's, go, Richard. Awesome. Now, Justin says here, to get all the crypto tips will be free, guys. I do these webinars for free. I tell you guys as much as I can on here within the hour that we have. Again, for all these different areas, I'm creating courses for them as well. If you want to be a part of them, you can. You don't have to. I'm here to really teach as much as I can here and give as much free value. Then if you like the free value and want to learn more, you can jump into some of my courses if that's to you. And I can guarantee you though, anything I do will absolutely, don't like swearing, but it will absolutely shit on 99% of people's stuff out there. I don't want to say everyone's, but 99% of stuff out there, because I'm very transparent. I want to get you guys results. I don't like bullshitting like a lot of these guys do. I'm not about shiny objects. I'm not about hot air. I'm about making you guys some serious money, getting some serious results, and having a lot of fun while doing it. So again, I'm excited for this. I'm going to put your email down here, Richard. And what we're going to do, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. I think that's a good time to end it right now. Bruce said send a fraction. Sent me his public key for crypto so I can send him some crypto. Maybe we'll do that next time. So let's go on from there. So again, hope you guys learned a lot here. I'll post this replay on my YouTube channel. Make sure to go follow me on Instagram. It's at Luke McGuire. Luke McGuire, watch a story. Watch what I'm just posting there just now. Let's have a lot of fun. I'll see you guys next week at the exact same time. Now, a lot of people have been asking again, is Instamate still for sale? Is Insta Easy still for sale? Currently, it's not. It's still being run by the members inside of it, so it works. But what I've told you I'm doing is I'm putting these big softwares into a single bundle with my courses. But if you guys do want to be a part of those courses, I will just send me an email on luke@socialmediamansion.com, and I can chuck you into that. I can't chuck you. If you want to buy it, I can sell you Instamate or Insta Easy. Otherwise, wait for the next couple of weeks, and I've got it in a big bundle with OctoSuite and whatnot. Yes, OctoSuite is still current. We did have some issues over the past couple of weeks with viral autobots and OctoSuite, where Facebook changed their algorithm where we needed to go in and do some serious development, which we did. It's all up and running again now, guys. Sometimes things change in the industry and we need to adapt to them. That's what we do. I'm never not going to support any of our softwares, guys. If you ever have issues, you open a support ticket. It's the best place to do it rather than emailing me personally, or because I have a bunch of emails and I don't check half of them because they're not monitored ones. They're just for PayPal receipts and stuff like that. But our support ticket system, we have a 6-hour response rate. That's the best place to go into and get it done there. Yes, Jason, it does all work fine there. What's up with the Insta Famous as well? Guys, that's been a pain in my ass. So I'm about to release that without us taking any percentage, because what the idea was to release Insta Famous, which is a social influencer network where basically the site takes 5%, holds the money in escrow until the influencer does the brand post for the actual brand. PayPal has been a screw around. They removed the old way of adaptive payments, and their new marketplace solution isn't finished yet. So we're going to roll it out and not take any percentage and just let you guys deal directly with each other until we can have a better way to deal with that. So hopefully that should be in the next few weeks as well. Marco, I won't forget to send the questionnaire. I'll chuck that in the actual description as well. Yes, Michelle, sorry, your actual clients can purchase OctoSuite right now. Awesome, guys. Let's finish off there. Have a great day. I'm going to go have a sauna or something because you can see I'm starting to sweat now, a bit sick. But I appreciate you all. Thank you so much all for being here, for still being here, even though I've been gone for a couple of months. I guarantee that time I took off has rejuvenated me, has made me learn so much more about this industry. I hope you can see how excited I am. I hope you're excited for this journey with me. We're going to make some serious money this year as a group, and I'm so excited to do this with you. So until next week, guys, have a great day, and I'll speak to you then. I'll speak to you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it a lot. Bye.